What I'm planning to do is to change the drain valve to a nice brass one. Currently, what we've got down here is this plastic one, which, you know, people say are not going to be reliable in the long run, and they could fail. So I'm going to try and change that to this. So the first step I did was I turned this to the pilot position. I'm going to use the water up today. I'm just going to leave it for a few hours to cool down so that we can be dealing with some water that's not too hot. It's been a good number of hours since I've had this turned to the pilot position, which means that there's been no the gas has not, in this case, has not been firing. So this right now, I just tested this and I'm just letting a little bit out. That's just kind of warm. So that's how I want it. Now there is an element of risk with this. So it's important to know about this, because if this breaks off, then we're in big trouble, because this is a full tank and I'm planning to take this off and replace it on a full tank. Now, in the event that the most terrible thing happens, I'm going to be in trouble. But I'm not really expecting that. So let's just be positive, and we're going to see how we can get this thing switched over. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually turn off the water supply. So I'm just going to turn this off so that there's no pressure now. Now what I can do is, I saw one other guy use this, the pressure release valve here. So I'm just going to see if we can let some pressure out and see what happens. Now if this thing sticks, that's also another problem. All right, so that's draining off down there in this case. And right, so that's stopped. So what I'm going to do is just make sure that's closed again now. And the next thing I'm going to do is get this thing out. Here's the new valve that I purchased off of Amazon, and it was a good price. And I'm going to put a link down below for this if you're interested in getting one of these. So what I'm going to do first is put some Teflon tape on it. Now this is not particularly fancy tape. This is just some tape I got with a product. The product that I bought. It seems to be how I get most of my Teflon tape. So just put that around there a few times, and I think we should be good. All right, there we are. So ready to go. The theory behind this is that since this has got water in up to some level here, probably, it's going to have air on the top of it. Because you turn off the water supply, then there's actually going to be a vacuum of air. If this tries to go out, then that's going to create a vacuum of air, which should retain that water long enough for us to get this new drain valve in place. So let's see if that's going to work out. And let's see. Okay, now this looks like it's not been put on very tight, which is a good thing. And I think because this is plastic, it's not like it's 100 years old or anything. It's, you know, this is what, 7 years old or something? I don't remember. So I think we should be okay. Now the plan is, if I've got time, I'm going to take this piece off here and put it over there before I put this in. If not, if we're just going to be leaking so much water, then I'm just going to put this on after. I'm going to put a slit, and then I'm going to put this after. But let's just take this off and see what we're up against. I just have this container here And I can almost take this off by hand. I just can't grab it behind. So this is fine. Now, it doesn't help that I've got that pipe there, but anyway, I think let's just keep going here. Bump, 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 bump. And I think I can take that off now. Yep, okay, so I need to be ready. We got this. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, okay, there we go. So I'm going to put this in. Come on now. Get that started. Okay, it might help if I close this. There we go. And there we go. So now I just need to tighten this up a little bit more. Give this another turn. There we go. Looks good. Looks good. And so, as I was saying, I'm going to take this off. I'm just going to put a slit in there and put this back on. But before I put this, this plastic piece over it, I'm just going to leave that off for now, just so I can see behind and make sure that there are no leaks. I'm going to turn on the water again, and let's see what the situation is then. So here we are at the. Turn this back on. Over here. There we go. Okay, so there's no leaks there, and there's no leaks. There are no leaks at the pressure relief valve, and if we look down here, looks like there are no leaks over there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drain this. Let's see if we can just drain some off. So it's got full pressure behind it. I'm just going to, you know what? Let's not do that. So actually what I'm going to do is not do that. So I'm just going to leave that for another day because it's kind of late. I don't want to get into this. I'm going to drain this. I'm going to drain this and make another video about that. But for right now, I'm just going to cut this and put this back on. And this should just go right over there. Bingo. Just for your information, here's the original one that came with the heater, and if you can just see, it's just basically a plastic pipe, and actually it doesn't really even have it doesn't allow much fluid to come out very fast. So I think this new one is going to be able to let more of the sludge come out of the boiler. So as I found out, this is a simple fix. It's a simple fix. As long as these things are not tight in there, it's an easy and inexpensive fix. Just one other thing, if you have a gas water heater like mine, where I turn off the gas here for the controller, I'm going to turn this back on, and we can hear that fire up again, and that way the water's going to heat up again, and we're not going to get any complaints tomorrow morning about having no hot water.